Hey lovies, this is Michelle here at Life Mantra Tarot. I hope that you guys are doing great. Happy Thursday. Hope that the week has been treating you well, and you know we're almost there, guys. We're almost there. It's almost over. I know I was forgetting to do something. Shit. One second, guys. Of course, when I'm looking for my pens, I can never find them. There we go. I'm like, come on, you can find a pen somewhere. All right. Paper. These discharge papers from the hospital. I was like looking over the stuff for my brother when he was there, because he has like all these appointments that he has to go to. So I'll write in the back of this. All right, so my friends, I'm going to just write down what the emojis are so that I can write the timestamps later. So we had sunflower. I picked these completely random. Like I just kind of was like, what is spirit guiding me to use for the emojis? These were the ones they told me, so I'm like, okay, say less. um, so yes, let me not hold you guys up too long. But yes, so with all that said, if you're new to the channel, as you guys come trickling in, welcome. I hope you like what you see here and decide to stick around and all that good stuff. Hit the like button, subscribe, all of that, so that you could be in touch with me and know when I'm on. Hit the notification bell too, important. Yeah, and for those of you who have been rocking with your girl for a bit, hey Veronica, love you girl. A couple of my sisters are here. So yeah, thank you guys for the continued support, like I said. So with that all said, oh, also before I forget, check out my two girls that are in the comments currently. Amazing people, amazing readers. They're part of my soul tribe, so definitely check them out. Check out she's up in the comments, and she'll probably come in later, like with her other channel, which is Intuitive Interactions. And then we also have Aya Inspired Tarot, Veronica. Check them out. They are awesome at what they do and inspire me all the time. So definitely check my girls out. So without further ado, as you guys saw in the title and everything, this is a pick an emoji reading. So how this works is there are three emojis in the pinned comment. There's a sunflower there, a purple heart, and a lipstick. So you pick your emoji, and then we kind of just wait for that reading to come up, being that this is a live. Now I will say this: if you are not feeling up to waiting for your emoji to come up, understood. You can always come back later or come in and out and see if I got to it yet, or come back at another time, and when I post it up, I'll have the timestamps available, whatever works best for you. You know, I don't want to hold you guys up too long. And if you want to stay for the whole thing, there'll be messages in all of the emoji readings, so you never know. So with all that said, let's get started. We are going to get started with the sunflower emoji, folks. Let me just write this timestamp down. So we're at 3:47. 3:47. All right, so let's see what's going on. Ren, why do you always do this? Every time. Come right here. Right here. All right, guys. So we're gonna get started with you guys. We're gonna start with the fairy oracle. That's just what I felt drawn to read from. And got some cards coming out already. And for this deck, I love them because this is a really good deck. It has a lot of stuff in it. Like for different areas of life, but being that we are asking, like, that's interesting, because as I was talking or asking about self-love and self-care, right here when we split the deck, we have beauty's truth. It says beauty, physical pleasure, and sensuality. So that could be a part of your self-love journey. So I'm gonna pull. Oh, also another reason why I love this deck is because my soul-ly, I hope she pops in, Phoenix Priestess, she gifted these to me, so I'm hoping that she pops in. All right, so let's get started. Let's get like 2 to 3 cards from here. I'm thinking like 2 cards should suffice from here, and then we'll look into some tarot. And some tips that that your spirit guides have for you when it comes to this part of your journey, and an affirmation to close that part out. And that deck was actually gifted to me by my girl Aya Inspired Tarot. So yeah, I'm using stuff that I felt drawn to for that reason today. All right, so here on the bottom of the deck, for those of you who picked the sunflower, it says Green Man's Bride, Sacred Union, Commitment Ceremony, Maturing into Deep Relationship. Interesting. Top of the deck, we have Stardust, Premonition, Galactic Communication, Beginnings and Endings here. And in the middle of the deck, we have, what is this? It's in the reverse. What is this? Free Wishing Well, Manifestation, Expectations, and Offerings. So I'm getting that some of you guys have been maybe focusing a lot on like romantic relationships, but you might be getting called to kind of focus more so on building a greater relationship with self first, if that makes any sense. That's what I'm picking up on so far. Like not putting so much of an emphasis on romance at this time. Learning some lessons about love maybe in the process. That might have been what got you to this point where you're focusing more on this part of your journey. You know, it's crazy, guys. I lit my sage like probably almost 20 minutes ago and it's still burning. It's still going. All right, so first card officially out on the spread, we have the Grail of Fairy. This is giving me like, it's giving me kind of like Empress vibes slash like Divine Feminine vibes. It says fertility, the return of life, health, and life cycles. Very interesting. Yeah, stepping into your divine feminine energy, because of course most of you guys are women, and if you're a masculine, maybe just balancing out your masculine and feminine energy. We all have both, so it could be something along those lines too. And we have that Stardust card here again. It says, I'll read it again. Premonition, Galactic Communications, Beginnings and Endings. So that real love, it starts within. You can't focus on outward relationships to help build you up. You have to focus on yourself first. And maybe that's why I felt guided to the title, right? It's time to love yourself first, or put yourself first. I'm getting something like that. Hey Monica, what's up, girl? How you doing, my love? Bottom of the deck we have Shimmer, Glamour, Confidence, Allure, and Charisma. I like that. I like that a lot. Once was innocent. Knowledge means change. I feel like, and there's butterflies on this card. I think that, I heard the word tainted. There could have been something that kind of tainted you a little bit, but at the same time, because this card came out in reverse. So I'm kind of getting like this energy of like maybe there was something about past relationships that might have tainted you. And now you're learning that, this is a part of the transformation, rather than looking at it in like this negative, like, oh, it's funny. I was just saying how much smoke was coming from the sage. It just now stopped burning. Just now stopped. So yeah, because it must be this big release for some of you, like, of letting go of that old stagnant energy and focusing on yourself. Far, far away, creative daydreaming. So yeah, really just, looking to the future, seeing things differently. You're like, I'm not about to sit here and let nothing or no one keep me off my path. Maybe there were people that you were involved with who kind of, in the past kept you feeling kind of stuck and bound in your circumstances. I'm even picking up on like bad habits. Like, let me know if this resonates, but like, you were, into working out or something like that. This is just something that I'm hearing. And then all of a sudden, like the person that, you started seeing, or people that you started seeing, were like kind of putting you in a position where they didn't want you to do that type of stuff, or like you started kind of falling into their negative habits. I'm getting something like that. And that, not to say that, you know, we can blame another person for our own actions, of course. But maybe that kind of had a negative impact or influence. I'm getting something like that for somebody. But that wheel is turning in a new direction either way. So yeah, and the Knight of Wands is here. So yeah, moving on, right? Moving on. All right, so let's see. Let's get like I'm trying to think how I want to do this for the tarot card. I guess we could look into like a 3-card spread. It seems like it would suffice. All right, so I'm gonna shuffle a few more times, and then yeah, we'll do like a recent, past, current, and then Ren, what are you doing? Letting all the sun. Yeah, and future. See the Ace of Swords here. All right, so a couple more shuffles. Spirit. 3 of Cups. There is something worth celebrating is what I'm getting. Like, you know, you're you know, it's funny, my girl Lati, I hope she pops in. Recently she was channeling that Kanye West song. Here's a toast to the douchebags. Here's a toast to the assholes. That I kind of just was picking up on that. It's like this energy of like, I just looked up and saw 1133 is given, like, you know, that like there is like this maybe like a karmic, like, you know, lesson to be learned about this part of your journey, but now like things are about to start balancing out is what I'm kind of picking up on. We have Queen of Pentacles, so you're kind of coming into your own, right? Remember, we also saw fertility. That could represent fertility. So, and when we say fertility, I'm not saying like literally having a baby, but I'm getting more like just, again, that divine feminine kind of energy. You know, somebody who's very nurturing, very caring, has her shit together though. I'm getting something like that. So, yeah, I went through some stuff. 5 of Wands is here. Went through some stuff. 1221 when I looked up. Hi, Lisita. Hope I said your name right. How are you? We're actually doing the currently on the sunflower emoji reading currently. So I know that was a redundancy. But yes, we're on that reading currently. Quick little synopsis is we're kind of getting this energy of past relationships, romantic relationships in particular, might have impacted this part of your journey at this time and where you stand, allowing those things to end when you started to realize that they were not for you and they were working kind of against you. And this allows you to kind of come into your, you know, your divinity, you know, your higher self, your higher power, and, you know, just learning how to kind of channel that is what we're getting so far. So now we're going to look into the tarot. Let's get recent past. For those who picked the sunflower. Thank you. We have 7 of Pentacles. So for those of you who are resonating with this particular message, you might have put a lot of time and effort into something, possibly a relationship, and realized, okay, yeah, this is nothing but a fucking burden. 10 of Wands here, nothing but a burden, wasting time, you know, having to see things from a different lens in a way with this Page of Swords, you know. Needing to take a break, take some time to yourself with this 4 of Swords in the middle of the deck now. Getting like this energy of just like working on that healing process. That's what I'm kind of picking up on so far. Healing. Tell us more. Yeah, returning to oneself too. You know how they say like return to sender. Yeah, return. Like also, you know, regaining your sense of, you know, power and strength within yourself too. You know. Very interesting. Tell us more. What is the current energy for those who picked the sunflower? Hey T baby, how you doing? How you doing? Hope you're well. Hope all of you guys who are here are doing good. Have been having a great week and just, you know, living your best lives. Excuse me. All right, so we have Eight of Cups here. And that is about walking away. This is where you are now. You're embarking on a journey. This is going to be something very different for you, but it's like this energy of understanding that endings endings always bring new beginnings. So even when you walk away from something, it just means you're embarking on something else. So, if it was a relationship or is a relationship, depending on where you are, what stage, um, you're you found that sense of peace and strength within yourself to be able to say, okay, I know what needs to be done. Yeah. You might have lost sleep over this, even. Nine of Swords. A lot of Swords energy showed up already in this reading. Um, more Swords energy, King of Swords. But that's somebody who's very decisive too. Like they know that they have to do something. Yeah. You've been through a lot, Nine of Wands. But this journey is what's been necessary for you to have that sense of resilience and move forward. And this is going to allow for you to really step into your baddie energy, like, especially if you're a female. And if you're a guy watching, really stepping into like like I'm that motherfucker. Like I'm a boss. You know what I mean? Big daddy energy. You know what I mean? Boss daddy. It's giving me that. Like really. I'm getting like somebody was really put through the ringer and just had to really come up out of that and realize like their greatness. That's what I'm picking up on. All right, tell us more. Let's get a likely outcome. Thank you. Temperance, peace and harmony and balance. That's a nice energy to be in. And the thing that's sticking out to me is that cup, right? That cup is flowing, but it goes back and forth because there's an exchange there, right? There's not this, oh, I'm overextending constantly, or people are always pouring into me too much. Like, no, it's balanced. And that's the nice part about that temperance energy, being able to say, okay, I respect myself enough to know that I need my relationships to be balanced. You know what I mean? And I do feel like you guys might have put, remember, we did see the first card out for you guys for the tarot portion was the Seven of Pentacles. Putting a lot of effort, probably too much. Yeah, see, I knew it. I felt that energy before. Like, it was a karmic lesson. But the scales are balancing. And that cup is going to runneth over. That's what's going to be able to come towards you. That's going to be what's going to be able to come towards you because you're about to work on this. Yeah. Knight of Wands here. Nice. Any last message from the tarot? I like that energy for you guys. Yeah, the more you pour into yourself, you welcome in the right connections. No more one-sided stuff. Sorry, guys. It's the teachers and the teacher group texting all at the same time, so you might hear my phone go off a few times. Hey, how are you? All right, so sorry, I don't have my glasses on. Muniza, how are you? Hope you're doing well. We have 3 cards that came out. I'll read them how they came out so that I can give you a synopsis of what I'm picking up on. So we have the Chariot that came out. Moving on, baby. Moving on. Love that. And we have the Six of Swords in the reverse. Now what I'm getting from that is like you might have felt stuck for a long time. Again, you put a lot of time and energy into whatever this was. Definitely looking like a romantic relationship for most. And realizing this shit ain't going anywhere. It's keeping me stuck. Why am I going to stay somewhere where I feel stuck and sad and miserable all the fucking time? It's time to move forward. Upward and onward. Yeah. No more dwelling about the past. 1919, as I'm looking up and seeing that. Like, yeah, no, that's giving closure, right? I believe the 20 is the world card. That's about successful completion. So, and I'm also getting like 2020, like, everything in hindsight is 2020, right? We're able to see things from a different perspective. And I said something about perspective earlier. And again, that cup is going to run it over because of it. Ooh, love that. And look, what did we talk about? Channeling that Empress energy, Divine Feminine, the Empress here as the last card from the tarot. Man, Spirit ain't playing with y'all. They like, look, Y'all know exactly who you are now. You might not have always known, or you might have ignored certain things, but you guys, you're the real fucking deal. And anybody who doesn't recognize that and appreciate that, sucks for them, because now you get to move on. You know, bigger and better things. Bigger and better things. Not focusing on people with their, you know, wishy-washy ass bullshit and stuff like that, where you're sitting there, you're pouring into it, and they're not doing the same. Like, yeah, nobody's got time for that. So, yeah. So, I'm gonna now pull from, let me show you the deck I'm pulling from, the Sacred Self-Care Oracle. And, yeah, when I split the deck, we have spend time with animals, along with sync with the moon. Interesting. Miniza, this is actually a pick an emoji reading. So what you do is there's some. Oh, you already picked the lipstick. Okay. So right now I'm on the sunflower reading. I'm actually almost done with theirs, and then I'll be moving on to the reading for those who picked the purple heart, and then the last one will be the lipstick reading. So if you can't stay the whole time, totally understandable. You could kind of come in and out and see where we are, or you could stay the whole time. And another option is always when I post this up after it's all done, you can always come back and I'll leave timestamps so you can watch your reading that you picked, whatever is the most convenient for you. Because I know, you know, people have lives that, you know, some people can sit and, you know, watch and be like, ooh, I'm going to watch the whole thing. And some people, you know, have things they have to do, which is understandable. So either way, I'm just grateful for you being here. And that's for all of you guys. Really appreciate y'all for being here. All right, friends, so let's see. I'm going to pull maybe 2 cards from here. And then the last thing that I'm going to do, that's going to be for each of you guys, each reading, is going to be an affirmation. And that will be like the conclusion of each of the readings. So let's see what couple of pieces of advice Spirit has for you guys when it comes to, you know, this part of your journey of self-love and self-care. All right, so we have connect with your ancestors. I like that. Connect with your ancestors. Sometimes you might feel lost and alone. And then we saw like with the you know, syncing with the moon and stuff like that. Now I will say with the syncing with the moon, some of you guys might be able to use like the moon phases as ways to kind of manifest and stuff like that and release. So like, you know, for instance, new moon energy usually represents you know, a manifestation, whereas full moon energy usually represents what you're releasing and letting go. So it's like stuff like that. Some people are able to learn how to, you know, sync their period, you know, TMI for the guys who are probably like, ew, I don't want to hear that. But some women are able to learn how to sync their menstrual cycle to the moon phases. So stuff like that, you know. I'm getting something along those lines. And then we also have sweet treat here. So maybe, you know, some of you guys might like sweets or something. I'm also getting like being sweet on yourself. Like, you know, doing things that, you know, really are, I'm getting like being like kind, right? Doing something kind for yourself. And some, again, some of you guys just might like sweet treats. Nothing wrong with that. Make some cookies, some brownies, something like that. You know, just be, you know, mindful. Nothing wrong with a treat here and there. Just be mindful about it. And we also have pleasure. So maybe, you know, sexual gratification of some sort could be important, whether it's self-pleasure or, you know, what you got. So I should be responsible. So that is showing up. But let's get like I said, 2 cards. That was just like after shuffling and stuff. Just wanted to see what energy showed up. So let's see what we got here. Intuition. Follow your intuition. That third eye chakra, listen to it. Because some of you might have, especially in the past, based on what we kind of saw, all of the signs were pointing in a certain direction and you just weren't listening. And they want you to listen. Pay attention. You know, your intuition has been guiding you, and you just, and it's ironic now that I'm looking at this too. The Stardust card says premonition. You know, you might be a seer. You might be able to see things before it even happens, and then you brush it off like, oh no, it's just a coincidence and stuff. Like, no, it's not a coincidence. You literally are able to see things before it happens or feel things and stuff, and they want you to trust that a little bit more. We also have family here on the top. You know, maybe spending time with family. We saw spending time with animals. So some of you guys also might have a pet. I like my cat. She always runs back and forth. She sits on my lap most of the time when I'm reading. Right now she's like on her little cat bed chilling. We have build strength here. So, maybe working out and stuff. And it's ironic, I said, some of you guys might have worked out and stuff. It kind of fell off and you got involved with this situation here and, put you in a little bit of a funk and kind of lost your motivation for it, but you're about to start gaining it back. We have to make a vision board here in the middle of the deck. So I am getting this energy of, the things that it is that you want to accomplish, for instance, like you want to travel somewhere, anything like that. Make a vision board. If you want like a certain type of occupation, post pictures of that on your board. If you want to go to a certain school or something like that. Like, I mean, I'm just seeing kind of stuff like that. Like post yourself, like you can even go on like ChatGPT or something or some type of AI program and put yourself like in a graduation cap. I just saw that for some reason. It's so funny. Like, I'm gonna get my doctorates, da 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 da, or my masters, and like, envision that. Make it happen, Captain. All right, one more from your spirit. And then we're going to read an affirmation, and then we're going to move on to the next reading. Thank you. Music. Some of you guys might really like music. You might be artists, like writing music or playing instruments, or you just like music is like something you seek refuge in. I know I love music, all different genres, and it's like my thing that I do. Like I come home, I just, on the smart TV, I find something to put, either from my phone or on the smart TV itself on YouTube, and I'm like, let's jam out to something. Sometimes I want something that's relaxing and real chill. Other times I'm like, something to kind of pump me up, especially when I'm cleaning. Let me know if this resonates. Put some old school like 90s or 80s R&B on and be dancing while you're cleaning at the same time. Like, are you dancing or are you cleaning? You can do both at the same time, right? Two things can be true at once. We have health checkup. Yep, so your health, making sure that you keep that intact. Connect with fire. Nice. That's another great way to like manifest and stuff or release as well. And we have aromatherapy, which is kind of cool because one thing with me, I love candles. I love like using my oils and stuff like that. So some of you guys might resonate with that too, and that might be something that could be a great way for you to just kind of relax and let your hair down a little bit. You know what I mean? So now we're gonna read one last card for you guys, and then we're gonna move on to the next group. Oh, and look at that. Before I even do anything, I didn't even take them out of the deck yet, but how there was the, getting active card, working out and stuff. By pumping my action muscle, I make hesitation my bitch. So it's giving like, no more hesitating. 28, as I say that, like you're about to start, getting your body right and stuff like that for the right reasons too, not just aesthetically speaking, but also because you really want to do the right thing for yourself, for your own body, right? Listen to where you're being guided with that. If you feel like you need to eat differently and work out more, drink less, things like that. Like, listen to what your body's telling you. If your body is telling you all the things that you need to hear, stop not listening is what I'm kind of getting. Spirit wants you to listen. I'm going to do a couple more shuffles. They're kind of hard to shuffle because they're like straight up like squares and my hands are kind of small. So one more. But yes, we're gonna, yep, look, after I stop shuffling it ends up right there back on the top. All right, so let's get one from here, Spirit. One last card as an affirmation. Hi Debbie, how are you? Thank you for subscribing, thank you for being here, and thank you for the like. And for those of you, if you're resonating with the messages so far, I know we're only one reading in so far, which is the, right now we're about to round up the, or wrap up the sunflower emoji reading. So with that said, let's get that last card for you guys, and then we're gonna move on to the purple heart. Oh, almost said purple flower. Purple heart emoji reading. And I thank you guys for also being patient, because I know, like, you know, depending on which one you picked, you're probably like, damn, what? Hey, Sullivan, man, aka Demond, check out my boy. Y'all check him out. He's awesome. He's a bunch of different things. He's also very, like, much a spiritual person who has his stuff together, and he knows so much stuff. He's so informative, and he don't need cards to read. I mean, or to read energies. Like, I don't necessarily need cards either, but like he don't need them at all. He will channel a message from spirit and be like so dead on every time. And he's also an author, so super cool guy. Definitely check him out, and yeah, you won't be disappointed at all. All right, so for you guys, as your last message, we have I continuously explore mysterious doors that always lead to more. Exactly. Closing out those old things. That's giving me like the old chapters and books and stuff that we were talking about yesterday's reading last night. And that was a really good reading. If you want to go check that one out, it was a good one. It was a collective message, but it was a really good one. All right, so it says, if you're stuck in an old routine, relationship, or career that is no longer serving you, it is time to unfurl your new leaves and grow. You didn't come to this planet via your mama's magic portal, aka her vagina, to squeeze your butt cheeks real tight and reserve your talents. It's time to strap on the unicorn horn and wings, open spread eagle, and blast off into new experiences. When you explore mysterious doors, they always lead to more doors. Infinite opportunity and treasure await. If not now, then when? I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. And I definitely had said something about like a lot of exploration I was picking up from this reading. Like this new, like, embarking on a journey. Like, it's different. It's really different and new. And it's a little bit scary, I'm sure, because you don't know where you're headed necessarily. But the whole point is that's part of the magic, right? That's part of the fun, is being able to, you know, trust in yourself and the knowledge that you've gained, and rely on source to help continue to guide you along the way, is what I'm picking up on. All right, I'm going to put these cards away so that we can start the next reading. All right. I do hope that for those of you who end up picking, either picked it or end up picking the sunflower, I hope that message resonated with you and that it was helpful. And if it was, definitely like the reading or the video or whatever. That is super helpful. And if you're new and was feeling the vibe, subscribe. Kind of sound like my girl Lati. If you vibe, subscribe. I just said the words a little bit different, but yeah, gotta give credit where it's due. One thing I don't do is steal from my friends. All right, my loves. So we're gonna move on to the purple heart emoji. So let's see, what is our timestamp here? 33. Sorry, 30. Oh, it was all threes. Nice. Like because I looked up a couple of times and I couldn't see, but then I did see that all three. So there's something special about this one. I mean, they're all gonna have, you know, a lot of significant meaning to them, obviously, but something about this one. Let's see. I just heard something about Mary. Somebody might like that movie. All right, spirits. So let's see. We're going to start our reading off very similar to how we did the other one. I did like a couple of cards from an initial oracle deck. Then we did like a little mini spread with the tarot, and then advice from spirit, and then an affirmation. That's how we're going to do all of them. So this one, we're going to start off with the elemental empath. I felt drawn to this deck for some reason. So let's just see what spirit has to say about that. I feel like for those who picked this one, I think you guys are like healers. That was what I was picking up on, even before I like really tapped into anything. I was like, I'm getting something about a healer. especially like with the heart energy and then like the purple. It was giving like a very healing vibe. Like you might have even like healing hands or something like that. Let me know if any of that resonates. All right, let's see what's going on. Oh, let me also do this in between the readings. Ring my bell, my bell, ring my bell. My her name is Ren. But my cat's looking at me like, what are you doing? Minding my own business, Ren. What's up? You could come right here, but you can't go right there because I need the space. Right here. Thank you. You listen when you want to. All right. Sorry, guys. All right. So when I split the deck, you have sensitivity. It says validate self. Vulnerability is strength and projections, along with feel emotions, understand emotions, inner guidance, and validate self. So yeah, definitely was picking up on like, very sensitive people, empaths, healers. Um, I'm kind of getting like, the sense of grace and stuff and sensitivity that you give to other people, give it to yourself is kind of what I'm getting so far. And that feel your emotions is really important. You might be trying to suppress them, and that's a no-go. We have to feel, we have to. Even when we don't want to, we have to. So I'm going to shuffle a few times, and we'll see what Spirit has to say for those of you who picked the purple card. More shuffles. Make sure they're well shuffled. Thank you, Spirit. All right. Inner darkness. Hold safe space, knowing patterns, release versus feed. So this is given shadow work. Maybe part of the shadow is the fact that you don't allow yourself to feel your emotions enough, or you take on the emotions of other people too much. We shall see where this is going. Don't know yet, right? But that's what I'm picking up on so far. Top of the deck we have sunshine. Light, passion, illumination, motivation, don't dim. Don't dim your own light is what I'm getting. Oh, I don't know if I showed you guys the inner darkness card. Maybe there's an illumination when it comes to what shadows need to be really focused on at this time. Middle of the deck, which is interesting because this card is actually the cover as well. Star, divine. It says inner divine, deities, guidance, clarity, and protection. And this is the cover of the deck. Very cool. That doesn't happen often, so when it does, it's been happening a lot lately, actually. So when it happens, I'm like, what? This seems like a little more connected when it does happen like that. Because not every deck has like the cover like of the deck within the cards. So when it does happen like that, that's a pretty decent amount of cards. So yeah. Alright, so let's get like 2 cards from Kia for those of you who picked the purple heart. Alright, what we got? First card out. Alright, this technically came out in the reverse. It says courage, inner strength, action, trust self, types of bravery. It was in the reverse. So you might not always feel the most courageous. Especially when it comes to this whole thing that we were picking up on, like this feeling your emotions kind of thing. Again, maybe putting it on the back burner sometimes, and like, oh no, it's fine. Brushing it up, sweeping it under the rug is what I'm kind of getting. Bottom of the deck we have ego illusions. Yeah, you're wearing a mask. That's exactly why. It says don't believe thoughts, inner stories, and befriend ego. So your ego might be part of the reason, like why you don't want to feel what you need to feel. Excuse me. I'm getting confirmation on that. Confidence. Take up space. We just saw a card that said something along those lines. Love yourself. Be you. You are worthy. Even when you have to feel different things that you don't necessarily want to feel and face your shadow, you're still worthy. We all have that part of ourselves that, or in a lot of cases, many parts of ourselves that we have to work on. And instead of beating ourselves up about it, what we are meant to do is integrate them. Because they can work in our favor when needed if we balance it out. is what I'm getting, right? Balancing your light and your dark energy. And the card is here again. This is important. Um, Star, divine, inner divine, deities, guidance, clarity, protection. You're okay. You are safe while you work on this. You know, facing our shadows, it does make us feel a little bit unsafe, right? We want to stay in our light as best as we can. And that's okay. You know, that's a great place to be. But when you start, you know, forgetting that, you know, there are things that we all have to work on, right? And not addressing those things, whatever they may be. In this case, I'm getting a lot of, like, you know, people who don't know how to set healthy boundaries. Again, taking on the energy and emotions and stuff of other people to the point where you don't know where your emotions begin and another person's ends. Like, it's giving me something like that 40-40 when I said that. Like, that's what I'm getting so far. Let's see. Honor the journey. Don't rush. Experience life. Respect others and allow messes. It's okay, right? Life is messy. We make messes. Like, one of the biggest things, I work with kids, and you know, I work with kids with autism and other developmental disabilities, and one of the biggest things for them is making mistakes, especially with the stage that I work with currently. um, yeah, my kiddos right now, 41, 14 when I looked up, so it's about changing the mindset is what I'm getting to. um, yeah, my kiddos, like, they think it's the end of the world if they make this most subtle little mistake. And we have to just keep on, you know, letting them know, hey, mistakes are okay. We all make mistakes. We might drop something and make a mess. It's okay. You know, we might, you know, say something like incorrectly or something and have to get corrected. It happens all the time. It's okay. So, you know, reinstilling that within self. This particular song for the reason is pretty loud. If I don't get flags. But yeah, like, that's one of the things I'm picking up on. Somebody who, you might be like a perfectionist even. Like, you know, I'm getting somebody who, we did see that energy of wearing masks already, right? You know, wanting to keep like I heard compartmentalized as well. Um, Having a hard time being fully authentic and expressive because you don't know how other people are going to view you. I'm getting something like that. Let me know if that resonates at all. Bottom of the deck we have moon honor phases. That's kind of funny because the other reading talked about moon phases too, but in a different capacity. You might resonate with that reading as well, and vice versa. But yes, it says respect where you are, self-care, whole purpose of this reading, and sync with the cycles, which is literally what that other card said. That's crazy. Wow. Earth grounding. Calm the mind. I said something about mindset. Connect to body, mindfulness, and nature. So maybe spending time in nature could help with, you know, working on your mental, right? Being more mindful comes with also sometimes a sense of grounding. I talked about that last night. Was it last night's reading? I think it was. I think it was last night's reading. If it wasn't last night's, then it was Monday's. I can't remember. But yeah, that message definitely came out real strong. Damn, this is the third time this is coming out. They're like, yo, you are divine fucking beings, and you better recognize that shit. Recognize who you are. Like, the goddess or godlike energy within yourself. Like, what is you doing? You know, it's important to be able to recognize these things. All right, let me see. Let's look into the tarot portion now for you guys, right? Yes. Because I have like a whole setup of, oh wow. Okay, guys. Yeah. Cards like flying off the damn deck. I can even put them in my hand. All right. Let's see. So, this fell out, and they really wanted to make a point of that. Closure, endings. Underneath that, they wanted to also expose this card, the Judgment. That's about spiritual awakening, right? What's on the top here? Yeah, going back and forth, maybe. This Two of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. You know, turning that wheel in a new direction. That's what I'm picking up on. Let's do some shuffles, and then we're gonna do this very similarly to how we did the first reading, which was just like a little mini spread, not too crazy, just to kind of see, you know, where you guys are and where you're headed. Alright, Spirit. So let's do a few more shuffles and let's do another 3-card spread. We can look at the recent, past, current, and incoming energies, please, and thank you, Spirit. Let this, the collective of those who ended up picking the purple heart, need to know. What do they need to know? Queen of Wands. Yes, we talked about confidence, courage. Somebody might be a fire sign. Fire signs would be Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. So some of you guys might have that in your chart somewhere. We also have the Queen of Swords here on the top, so that's very interesting. But I'm getting more like that. They're kind of saying you are in your head too much. It's time to channel that fire part of yourself. And you know, they did say, didn't they say something about working with fire or something like that? I think they did. There was a lot of fire energy showing up. So this is a time to step into like that fire in the pit of your gut. You know what I mean? Like this is a different time. All right, tell us more. What's the recent past energy for those who picked the purple heart? What do they need to know? There's the most accurate message, please, and thank you, Spirit. Thank you. 8 of Pentacles. So this could be work related for some of you. Or maybe it's just saying that, you know, it's time to just kind of, maybe you've worked really hard at different things and they want you to focus the energy elsewhere. In this particular case, inward is what I'm getting. Yeah, because you're not really happy. 4 of Cups is here on the bottom of the deck, so you're not necessarily happy where you are in your life. Yeah, it could be about work. Ace of Pentacles. What I'm kind of getting is some of you guys might feel set back when it comes to work and career, and they want you guys to kind of, you know, use that, like, use that fire that you're feeling, like even if it's in the form of anger, using those emotions, feel the emotions, use them and manifest, transmute that energy. You can use anger in a positive way, you know, if it's a creative venture or something like that. Yeah, the Hanged Man is in the middle of the deck, so that's about releasing and letting go, right? Seeing things from a different perspective. But the fact that we got this Ace of Pentacles here, yeah, Hierophant, yeah, just like a lot of that kind of energy coming up. All right, tell us more. A lot of fire, though. What is the current energy? What's going on currently for those who picked the purple heart? Thank you. Going back and forth about something. It could be about a decision. 2 of Pentacles is here. Going back and forth about something. Yeah. Oof. There could be people who like talk a lot of shit about you at work or something. Yeah, you feel stuck in, confined to your circumstances with this 8 of Swords on the top. But the thing is, you're not stuck. It's just about being able to allow yourself to, you know, channel how you've really been feeling about all of this. And this is what's going to be the best thing for you when it comes to, you know, your overall well-being, your happiness, all of that. Yeah, for some of you guys are dealing with people in your life, especially possibly in a workplace, that, you know, just really, really toxic is what I'm getting. That's what I'm picking up on so far. Hey, Care Bear, what's up? And I also see Jesus loves you. I'm sorry, I didn't acknowledge you yet. I hope you're doing well. All right, tell us more. What is the likely outcome? But yeah, definitely a strong energy of feeling your own emotions and using those emotions as a catalyst for change is what I'm picking up on. Big time. It's going to allow you to really step into your power and feel better about yourself. That's a part of your journey. Appreciate it. And it also gives birth to something new too. Like, she, you know, it says, honor the journey. I'm going to read the card again. Don't rush, experience life, respect others, and allow messes, right? We talked about that already, but she's, you know, pregnant in the picture. So it's kind of giving birth to something different, something new. Yeah, moving on. It's a transitional period. 6 of Swords. Moving on. Moving on, baby. Yeah. Yeah, stepping away from, conflict and anything that's, not for you. You know what I mean? If it's causing you a sense of, uneasiness and things like that, or, you know, confliction within your own self, like, no. Why stay in those situations, right? But in this case, like I said, I'm getting mostly work related, but apply it where it might, lay. Judgment is here again, and we have Four of Wands here in the middle of the deck. So it's given, like, the sense of, like, stability, right? By moving forward from whatever this is, which I guess I'm getting mostly work related. It could be different for everybody. But that's the big thing that I'm picking up on. Allowing yourself to move forward is going to allow for a greater sense of stability, is what I'm picking up on. Any last messages from the tarot? Um, yeah, they're like, they gave two cards. They're like, motherfucker, you need to just make a decision. Make a decision. And the thing is, it's like, it's a hard decision to make because you got the blinders on, your emotions get in the way. Like, look at all that water in the background there. There's emotions involved, fears and anxieties with that moon there. It's like, you get all in your head and, don't feel confident enough in your decisions. But they're like, look, this decision could be the thing that's going to allow for you to have a restored sense of hope. The star card. You are the fucking star. And you need to embrace that. Like, you showed up as the damn, what the hell is that card? The one that's on the actual freaking cover 3 times. So, hey guys, what's up? Southbound, aka Chris and Teen. I love you guys. That's family right there. I love y'all. Love and miss you guys. Thank you for popping in. But yeah, this will allow for a greater sense of, I heard the word accomplishment for some reason. It's not on this card, but it's what I just heard. Like, you'll feel so much more accomplished by being able to say, huh, I made the right decision for myself to move on. Because I know I'm not feeling honored where I am. I'm not getting the recognition that I'm getting recognition. It didn't come up in the reading, but this is what I'm picking up on. Like, I'm not getting the recognition I deserve at work and in my career. I'm holding on to so many different emotions that I won't let myself feel. Sometimes I hold on to emotions of other people, and it puts me in this position of feeling like, bleh. How do you get out of that energy other than making the right decision for yourself? 7-Eleven, yeah, look at that. On the bottom of the deck, we got the fucking death card. It's done. It's over. It has to be done. It has to be done. 10 of Swords on the top. It has to be over. Yep, but it comes with a major choice. The Lovers. And the thing is, on the other side of that is, look at all those major arcana that just showed up all of a sudden. It's like, you gotta do what you gotta do for yourself, guys. Like, there's no more this, pussyfooting around decisions when it comes to what is necessary for you and your overall self betterment and happiness, right? That's what we're picking up on. So, excuse me, we're gonna read now from the Practical Self Oracle deck and see what Spirit has to say. As some last messages for you, and then we're gonna also do an affirmation, and then we're gonna move on to the last reading in a moment. All right, so on the bottom of the deck, before I even do anything, we have self. You can't make this up even if you wanted to. Oh my gosh. Wow. We talked about wearing masks, right? False masks. And here we go. It says, peel off the false persona and get to know yourself to find your truth. And they're literally wearing a mask in the fucking picture. That's crazy. Wow. Nutrition, making sure you also take care of your physical body is important right now. Obsession. They're literally at work in this picture. You can tell by looking. Focusing too much on one situation, the need to take a step back. And they're literally at work. I heard deadlines. Some of you guys might be trying to meet deadlines at work and stuff like that. And it's like, beating yourself up when, you don't perform at your, what you feel you're supposed to. Like I said it earlier, I'm picking up on people who are perfectionists for this group. Like, everything just has to be done, like, perfect, and when, you know, something isn't perfect, like, you beat yourself up. Yeah, you can't do that. Crazy coming from me, I know, because I do it all the time. But yeah, to be honest with you, I could see how both of these readings could resonate with me. So far, I am the one delivering the messages, so it does happen like that a lot of the time. All right, let's get two more from here, Spirit. Thank you. Awakening, a realization, shift, or discovery. Yeah, you're waking up. You're like, fuck this. Exercise, yeah, taking care of your physical body is here again, basically. Born to stand out, yeah. You don't fit in. Stand out in your own power and be proud of your individuality. That goes back to that confidence, right? Have faith. Remove the doubts and questions. You are ready to step into your blessings and claim what is already yours. I looked up to see 7-Eleven, 7 people, and 11 likes. One more from here, and then we're gonna read the affirmations. And Veronica, I know you say you've like been trying to listen throughout, but I'm reading from the sweet ass affirmations deck that you gifted me. What we got here? Thank you. Huh, go figure. Get a reading. I could be your reader if you want. Use divination to understand your desires and path. Go figure. I know I go to my friends sometimes when I need that guidance. Just saying, I is one of them. And I'd be like, yo, life is kind of lifing right now, and I need some guidance. I need help. You know, between that and, you know, meditation, prayer, all those different things, you know, whatever works for you, right? To help you on your path is what I'm kind of getting. Bottom of the deck, we have challenge yourself. Challenge yourself to do better. Don't set limits on your potential. 56 when I looked at that. Just be. Yes, be present, right? Allow yourself to be. You do not have to prove a damn thing. Confidence will flow into you when you are divinely you. Exactly. We talked about being able to step into your divinity, right? You're a fucking god. You're a goddess. Live in that image. You were made in it. Why not live in it? And he says, fuck being nice. You guys might be too nice. Be nice, but not too, sorry, be nice, but not too nice. Not everybody deserves your kindness. Here in the middle of the deck. So you guys, again, that whole, like, hold it, you know, suppressing your emotions and the things you want to say and all that. Like, yeah, no more of that. Fuck that shit. Spirit, that's what they said. They said, fuck that shit. No. People be playing in your face too goddamn much, and you deserve better. You deserve better, especially when it comes to work, apparently. Alright, so let's shuffle these bad boys. We get one last card, an affirmation for those who picked the purple card. And then we're going to move on to the last reading, which is the lipstick. I'll put a timestamp and all of that stuff. So you guys could always come back at another time if need be. Alright, so what we have here. The card that came out is, I release my urge to force happenings. I surrender to my flow. Yes, be in the flow of life, right? You know, sometimes you can't force things to, you know, be a certain way. Like, you know, staying at a job or something, in this case, possibly. Like, you can't, you know, sometimes we have to acknowledge when, you know, it's like, yeah, no. I can't force things to work here, you know. Alright, so it says, if your world goes Looney Tunes, and the path forward seems confusing, step back, chillax, and surrender to your flow. The stuff that feels exciting and easy. Slow down and enjoy something beautiful right in front of you. Perhaps that beautiful something in the mirror is a good place to start. That means within yourself. When you become the sun, remember we were picking up on a lot of like fire energy. The sun card would be a Leo energy. I was picking up on that earlier. Sorry. When you become the sun, you bypass the clouds. I love that. That's deep. When you flow like the ocean, you wash out the drought. Stop trying so fucking hard to figure things out, because what if the hokey pokey really is what it's all about? That's funny and cool. I like these cards, but yeah, you can't force things. If things don't fit, you know, I just I swear you guys are funny. If the glove don't fit, you must have quit. Nah, that motherfucker did that shit though. Just saying, he just had a really good lawyer, and didn't hire the right people to help him with that case, or to debunk everything. But that's a whole different conversation. But anybody who knows where I came from, Johnny Cochran during the O.J. Simpson trial. um, he just was an amazing lawyer. And then like that whole case went to shit when they had all those racist ass cops and stuff on the damn, like, who had the evidence and like tampered with evidence. Like, it was just a fucking mess. Doesn't mean that nigga didn't do it though. Just saying. But anyway. Alright, I'm gonna put these cards away. Alright. I hope that for those of you who picked the purple heart emoji, I hope that reading resonated with you. I hope it was helpful. And if it was, and you haven't done so already, hit that like button and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate the support, and to be able to be in touch with you guys a little bit more. I love to be able to interact with those who you know have been coming through and engaging and everything like that. It's one of those things that really warms my heart. So I appreciate you guys always whenever you come around and show up and show out for me. So be a part of the tribe. Come on in, come on in. It's a fun, warm, happy place most of the time, unless we're doing shadow work, of course. No, let me stop. All right, my loves. So now we're going to move on to the last reading, which is the lipstick reading. So it is, let's see, 10130. Wait, let's say 10140. 10140. I think that's a fair time to put. All right, so for those of you who picked the lipstick emoji, let's get started, baby. Oh, Lati, you're on. All right, well, we're almost done. So if any of my girls need to go, check out Lati, I totally understand. She just went on, so I'm gonna be there right after this. Let's clear the energy real quick for this last reading, and let's get started, shall we? So for you guys, what I felt drawn to was my mermaid oracle cards. So we're going to start with those. We're going to get a couple of cards out of here, and then we'll go from there, just like we did with all the others. So let's get started. Let's split. Ooh, okay. We have sisterhood here, friendship, allies, compatible souls, loyalty, joy, and delight, along with the return of Aphrodite, temple, birth of the goddess, guidance, goddess energy, treating as sacred. Again, that energy of recognizing you're a fucking goddess, okay, or a god. Live in that image. And I'm getting like maybe something about your soul tribe might be part of what helps you recognize that, is what I'm kind of picking up on so far. But yeah, this is like giving like death and rebirth as well for me. And it's going to allow for you guys to kind of ooh, Mo's going crazy on that one. Like maybe you had people in your life who, especially like maybe in your friendship group, or your own family, people who you really like thought that you could like turn to weren't there for you. Maybe you felt abandoned or something, but you're returning to yourself now and becoming stronger, better, bigger than you ever were before, is what I'm picking up on. So let's see what Spirit has to say. My nose just went crazy all of a sudden. My nose wasn't doing that earlier. It just all of a sudden like went crazy. All right, Spirit. So let's get like 2 cards from here, like we did with all the other readings. We'll see if I feel up to doing a little mini reading at the end. I try to end these kind of readings with that, like a quick little collective message. But we'll see how I feel at the end of this. Couple more shuffle, Spirit. Alright, Soul Cage. Rescue, escape from captivity and restriction. So, freeing yourself from something. Don't know what that something is just yet. reflections. What you contemplate can actualize. Interesting. It's giving like your thoughts manifest, you know. The magic of the Kohelan Jeweth. Caution, caution, secrecy, and wary. So it's kind of giving. Remember, I was saying that it could have been something like about like a social group or something like that, and now like maybe you're trying to come into having like, you know, like your soul tribe come together. It may help you recognize who you really are and stand on that. Maybe that's something that you've really been wanting. Yeah, you had to free yourself from that. I don't know if that resonates so far. You know, I think we've all had like the fake friends and shit like that. I just heard case of the fake people. TLC. Oh, oh. Thought that I knew about them. Thought that they would never do me wrong. Well, they smile in your face. And all the time they want to take your place. Those backstabbers. So that's what I'm getting. Just saying, spirit said it, not me. So why you gotta have some backstabbing ass, fake ass friends, fake ass family, and how to kind of distance themselves from those folks, recognize their greatness in the process, and that allows for you to attract the right people in your life is what I'm getting. Visions, psychic images, clairvoyance, seeing, and out of body travel. So some of you guys might be very spiritually inclined. Air is on the bottom of the deck. Air is on the bottom of the deck. I don't know why, like, I'm hearing something else. Like, even though I said that, but, like, I'm hearing in my head, like, I heard scrub the deck. Here, scrub the deck. Like, I'm seeing, like, you know, like, those old, like, pirate movies and stuff, when they scrub the deck. Like, it's given, like, you're cleaning up. Like, cleaning up your act, cleaning up, like, decluttering in your life. That's what I'm getting. Some of you guys might actually be in the process of doing that, like, literally, like, decluttering your home and your space. I'm getting people who are like donating clothes and things like that, and then like decluttering like figuratively too, like ridding yourself of, again, the people or situations that have kind of made you feel like, yeah, nah, this just ain't it, bruh. I'm getting something like that. But here, yeah, here it says air. It says breathing deep, entering into life, exchange of life bringing energies. Something very, 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 and very important about that equal give and take in relationships. In this case, mostly involving probably like friends or family. Like the first reading kind of was more about like romantic partnerships, but this one I feel like it's a little bit different. But you might resonate with both. You might resonate with all three. You know, if you wanted to check all of them out. Yeah, I know Lati is on. Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting she moved her readings to Thursdays now. The active subscriber readings. I'm not gonna make the list. It's fine, but I probably still pop up. I will still pop up just to watch while I'm, you know, awake. But yes, tell her I said hi. I'll be there soon. We have Sanctuary here. It says privacy, inviolate, inviolate, yeah, inviolate personal space, respected boundaries and taboos. This is why I need to start wearing my glasses. Um, yeah, sure. Lord knows I need a reading. I need some guidance in my life. I always do. Yeah, you could ask her to put me on the list. um, but yeah, so yeah, you're setting boundaries, and you know, taking some time to yourself is what I'm getting to. Like, you know, maybe the big boundary right now is the fact that you're like, I'm not about to allow nobody to come into my space and fuck up my peace. That's a big boundary, and it's a very important one. So some of you guys might resonate with that. Middle of the deck. Again, the return of Aphrodite. Temple, birth of the goddess, guidance, goddess energy, treating as sacred. Like, you're recognizing your worth, and you're like, nah, people are not going to keep playing in my face. You're starting to see things clearer now. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all the obstacles in my way. Like, you know, people were playing in your face way too long, and you're like, yep, no thank you. And then I say something about decluttering. You can't make this shit up even if you wanted to. It says the crane bag. Sacred ocean medicine, clutter, declutter, and choice. Making the choice to declutter the energies around you. Can't make it up even if you wanted to. You heard it here first, 97. We have Concomancy, which is seashell divination and wisdom of the shells. It's basically what we do here, right? But with seashells instead. I just heard the little tongue twister. How does it go? Sally sold seashells by the seashore. How many seashells did she get, or something like that? I used to be able to say it much faster, but not anymore. But nonetheless, I'm getting kind of again like that energy of like, using like divination, or some of you guys again, you might be so inclined that you spiritually know stuff already. I'm getting something like that. So you might be, into this kind of thing, different forms of divination and stuff like that. You might want to explore with the idea of working with seashells. I've been wanting to do that. That, and I mean, even though it's a little bit different, I did hear tea leaves and coffee. So there are people who are able to read coffee and tea leaves, and stuff like that. So there's so many different forms of divination. So some of you guys like are either interested in learning about it on your own accord, or like be seeking, guidance when it comes to that with somebody who uses that form of divination. But nonetheless, we have sisterhood here again. So again, that goes back to like friendship, and I'm getting like you had to remove some people to allow the right people in. Song of the Siren, the call, summoning, voice, and knowledge. You know, being called to do something a certain way. I feel guided to read one more card from here, actually. As we're talking about, following the call, I feel called to read one more card from here. Ooh, oh, okay. Golly. Okay. Okay, say less. All right, so I'm gonna read this one first, and then there's two other cards that came out. Okay, so what we have, Lemuria returns. It says earthly spirituality, community, and ocean conservation. So I'm getting also a lot of you guys might resonate with the idea of being really drawn to like the sea or bodies of water. I'm getting that as well. But yeah, you might rely a lot on like I'm getting like orishas and stuff like that for somebody. Like I'm getting like Yimaya and things like that. For somebody. That's not gonna be for everybody, but for some, yeah, that could be it. Interesting. These came out crossing, so let's see what these were. Sanctuary came out again. Privacy, inviolate, personal space, respected boundaries and taboos, along with energy field adjustment, aura cleansing and health. Getting your shit together, right? You're getting your health right. And that's going to take, some time alone, right? Especially as you set those healthy boundaries. Especially with like this nice weather coming up, guys. Like we're getting like such pretty weather depending on where we live. Like here in the tri-state area, I'm in Connecticut, and the weather in New England or whatever. Like the weather has been really really nice, and this is definitely like the perfect time to like just go out by the water and just watch the waves crash and stuff like that. And it's a nice way to kind of just find that sense of serenity. I'm getting something like that. That could be a nice way to work on finding that balance that you're looking for. It's also a good way. Water is also a good way to like cleanse and restore. And so also a good way to release, believe it or not. Like people have done things like messages in a bottle, like literally, like put a message in the bottle, you write down what your manifestations are, the things you want to release, whatever. You literally put it out at sea, and let it kind of do its thing, things like that. So that's what I'm picking up on. Bottom of the deck, we have falling in love, kissing the divine in another and in yourself. Yeah, exactly. We have our buildings, apartments, collections at the end of the month. It's the season, fun times. The mirror is on the top. It says, know thyself, self-examination, and seeing who you really are. Yeah. I just heard, if you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear. Reflections. What you contemplate can actualize. It's here again. It's given kind of like law of attraction kind of vibes, if you ask me. But now we're going to look into the tarot portion. I hope that this message is making sense and resonating so far. If you picked the lipstick emoji, and if you didn't, if it's not resonating, then you might want to check out the other readings to see if one of those are more resonant with you. All right, when I split the deck, we have Eight of Cups and Knight of Wands here. Embarking on something new, seizing new opportunities, moving on fast too. Like, fuck this. Moving on. No more of this. And standing on business is what I'm getting to. Like, people be on their BS and just saying, you know what? You're fucking up my mood. I just heard, bitch, don't kill my vibe. Yeah, you're very intuitive. Goes back to this card here. Visions. Psychic abilities. So, yeah. You're, thank your abilities for being able to get you through this, because you were able to kind of see things more clearly now, because you're like, oh, y'all, yeah, and that's the truth. They're like, yeah, no. No more of that. All right, a couple more shuffles here. Ooh, I saw the Ace of Cups. All right, thank you, Spirit. Ooh, saw it. It's here again. Ace of Cups. Nice. Yeah, pouring into yourself, man. Fuck that. And that's gonna allow for so much. Like, everything tenfold just gonna happen. Like, 10 of Pentacles. Like, love life gonna be looking good because you're pouring into yourself. Money about to look right because you're pouring into yourself. Yeah, after all the betrayals and disappointments and pain and all of that. Lies, deception, like all that shit. You cleared out that energy, or you're working on it at least. Because again, you're seeing things clearer. Alright, so let's get recent past, okay. Success and victory here with the Six of Wands. Maybe it's about recognition. Maybe you had to learn how to recognize yourself, and you kind of did pick up on that energy, right? You recognize who the fuck you are, and you walked away from something. So this might have already, for some of you, this has happened already. Yeah, wow, look at all these magicians. I mean, all these, magician is here, but I was trying to say is major arcana. We have the Hanged Man here, along with, they came out like this. That's how Spirit wanted me to read them. And the Magician. So, yeah, it's like you've been manifesting this, and you're able to manifest exactly what the hell it is that you want by releasing the shit that doesn't serve you anymore and walking away. Yep, you made that conscious effort and decision already, is what I'm getting. And if you haven't, then, this is something that's coming in really, really soon. What is the current energy, Spirit? Thank you. Moving on. Moving to those, from the rough waters to the calmer waters. Six of Swords is here. Transitional period for you. Yeah, definitely moving on. Yeah. Made a major decision here. It was a hard one for lovers. This wasn't easy. Yeah, look, Two of Wands. I kid you not. Both of those cards represent decisions. So, yeah, seizing new opportunities here with this Knight of Swords. Moving on fast as hell too. Like, I'm out of Dodge. I'm not playing games with these people or whoever this is. And I'm definitely picking up on mostly, like, friendship group type of thing, friend group, whatever, possibly family members. It's realizing like they just don't align with where you are and where you're headed, and they fuck up your aura, your energy. You can't be stuck in that. Tell us more. What's the likely outcome? Thank you. The Moon. The hidden will be revealed is what I'm getting. And only time will reveal in some cases. There might be some stuff that you kind of started to see and pick up on, and now there's going to be even more revelation of these things coming through. Yeah. It's gonna fuck you up a little bit with this Four of Swords. Like, it's gonna put you in a really weird place. Like, you're gonna be like, damn, is this really how people are? The people I thought I knew, kind of shit. Yeah. And they might come in with like a fake ass apology, Page of Cups over here, some type of offer, and you're gonna have to be able to be like, nah, dog, because you observed the things that they've been up to. You see things for what it is. Page of Swords. Like, you're paying attention now. So all the shit that they were trying to do behind your back, it's all gonna be revealed. And a part of your journey at this time when it comes to self-love and self-care is being able to recognize, one, your greatness. That's a big part of it. Recognize who the fuck you are and stand on that. That's part one. And also recognizing how intuitive you are and that you might have been lying to yourself and deceiving your own self for a long time when it comes to the things that have been trying to be revealed. And now these things are going to kind of come up. It allows you to move forward. My ears started ringing like a motherfucker when I said that part. Um, Real strong. Any last messages from the tarot for the last group? Take that one too. It's like, yep, that one's coming out too. All right, so let's see. Wow. Yep, it's about the past. Someone from the past. Six of Cups here. Um, Trying to come back, possibly for like a reconciliation of some sort, or, you know, offering a cup. You know, remember we saw that Page of Cups a second ago. Um, this person makes you tired too. All of a sudden, I got so goddamn tired. Like, just like, even being in their presence like drains you is what I'm picking up on. Whoever this is, like, their energy is draining. Like, all they do is just take, and it sucks your energy away. Is what I'm picking up on. And you're realizing that now. You're getting a sense of strength within yourself to say, "Fuck this," and turn that wheel in a new direction. You know, you had to learn some lessons, and you learned what you needed to learn with this Wheel of Fortune. It allows for that wheel to turn in your favor. You know, you're not going backwards; you're going forward, and that's the truth. That's the truth. You're seeing things clearly. It's a major breakthrough for you, and you're closing out that cycle. It's over. It's done. That chapter is done. Some of you guys might resonate with the reading I did last night. We have wow, look at all these major arcana, by the way. How many? 1, 2, 4, 5. And not to mention the ones that just like kind of showed up throughout the reading too. The Chariot, moving on. With success and victory. The Fool. I pity the Fool. Yeah, the Fool, it's about, embarking on a new adventure. Which is a lot of the stuff that we've been seeing throughout all of the readings, right? Embarking on something new. Something new. Ace of Cups. I mean, sorry, I said Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups showed up, but this is Ace of Wands here now. Yeah. Passionate new beginnings towards something new. I like it. I like it a lot. I did hear this just now. If this is about a friend group or something like that, because we did pick up on that energy. If you had worked with this person like in a business kind of capacity at any point or another, they are saying be careful of how many ideas that you shared with this person, and make sure you have documentation of said ideas just in case they try to take said ideas. Because it does seem like they're kind of that shiesty ass person. It could have already been something that happened, but like if it didn't happen yet, they're just kind of giving a warning, like, hey, make sure that you protect your assets and all that, your ideas, all that. Just be mindful. That's what I'm picking up on. Okay. All right. So we're gonna read some last messages, not the affirmation, but like last messages of like advice from Spirit from the Shine Oracle card deck. I love this one. Yep, you are meant to shine. That's what it says inside the box. All right. So when we split the deck, it says stop judging and start loving. I'm getting that's about yourself. And we also have today holds unlimited possibilities to see the beauty in life. Yeah, being able to recognize even when things are hard, you know, we don't have to judge ourselves during that process, right? We can just see things for what it is and recognize the beauty in it as we work on ourselves and grow, is what I'm picking up on. You know, staying stuck in our, you know, our mentality of, you know, self-deprecation and things like that is not going to make anything better. So how can we work on that process, right? That's what I'm picking up on. Alright, so let's get like 2 cards from here. Some last pieces of advice from Spirit, and then we're going to read an affirmation, and that will be it. I still haven't decided if I want to do a quick little collective message yet. If you guys are still like watching actively, like if you want to watch a quick little collective message, let me know in the comments, or send like some reactions, like some hearts or 100% something to let me know. And then I'll do it. But if not, then, you know, I don't want to waste my time or your time. All right, one more shuffle, Spirit. All right. Thank you. All right, so bottom of the deck we have nourish your body with high vibing energy. That showed up pretty much for all of you guys with different decks. So that says a lot. Believe in yourself, unleash your inner unicorn because you're fucking awesome. Recognize that shit. Middle of the deck we have you are perfectly beautiful. So if you've been struggling at all with like body image issues or anything along those lines, just recognize again how awesome you are, how beautiful you are. And don't forget it. All right, so get 2 from here, Spirit. All right, practice feng shui. Create a sacred space. I always thought feng shui was pretty cool. That could be a great way, like for your own personal, because we did like see like the decluttering energy and stuff. That could be a great way for you to like, you know, just add like some flair to your home, but in a way that is energetically positive. There's a whole thing to it. I don't know that much about it, but I know my girl Aya Inspired Tarot. She knows about that. So yeah, look into that. Feng shui. Bottom of the deck, align your intentions with your actions. Exactly. Being very intentional about what it is that you're doing, right? Embrace. Is this another situation like that? It sure enough is. This is the. Was it the second time? Yeah, the second time that happened in this reading where the cover art is showing up in the reading. So this one says, embrace your inner divine goddess. And I said, you guys are fucking divine. Step into that shit. But yeah, look, it's the same artwork. That's so cool. Like I said, that doesn't happen often. Like, look at how many cards are in the deck. Like, that's not something that typically happens. Remove the limiting labels you are wearing. So, you know, being aware of the words that you use to describe yourself and stuff like that, very important at this time. Use words of love, right? Be kind to yourself is what I'm getting. Tell me more. Let's get one more from here, Spirit. Thank you. Breathe in, breathe in bliss, exhale bullshit. Exactly. Exactly. I love that. Love that, love that, love that. Yeah. Get those chakras right, baby. You know, do some breathing exercises and stuff like that. Create your own happiness is here on the bottom. Top, be higher. Keep your, yeah, exactly. Keep your thoughts positive. You can't make it every day if you wanted to. And middle of the deck, write down your goals, dream big. You might resonate with the idea of doing like a what you call it, like a vision board or something like that, which showed up in the previous reading, so that might resonate. All right, friends. For those of you who picked the lipstick emoji, I hope that reading resonated. I hope it was helpful. I definitely enjoyed doing these readings for you guys, and I feel like, you know, every reading was like a little bit different. There was definitely like little parts where, you know, I could see how they could possibly bounce off of each other, but most of them were pretty like you know, more specific, I feel, which is cool. Because there's times where like they literally like are. I'm like, is this the same fucking reading or what? It happens all the time because you know you guys are in the same collective energy. So especially if you watch on a regular basis, you know a lot of you guys have very similar energies in that way. You might be experiencing very similar things. But in this particular case, I would say most of these readings were kind of standalone kind of readings, with messages maybe here and there that could, you know, resonate from the others. But you still might want to watch the other readings just to see, you know, if any of that stuff resonates. So for your last message, my loves, for those who picked the lipstick emoji, I want to still make sure I read your affirmation, and then that will be it. And then I think I am going to do a quick little collective message. Nothing too crazy. It's going to be 2 minutes. That's it. Just to, you know, see what Spirit has in terms of messages for you guys to close everything out. You know, cute little bow to tie everything together and go from there. That's funny, Care Bear. I'm happy that this has been resonating. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you, and I appreciate all of you guys for tapping in, even if it's just for a moment. Keep in mind, like I say, if you wanted to see a particular emoji reading and you weren't here at the time, once I post this up, I will have all of the timestamps available, and you can watch at your leisure at another time. You know, just, you know, make sure that you subscribe, hit the notification bell and stuff like that, and, you know, check the live tab, and it'll be there. All right, last message, Spirit. Thank you. All right, so we have, as I seize my moments, they are mine forever. I like that. It says, does life ever feel out of control? You wake up and realize you're trading your time doing things you don't really care about so you can make money and buy things you don't really need to impress a bunch of goobers you don't even like. How will that change if you reclaim your power and repurpose your energy to support your passions, purpose, and all the things that excite you? When you seize the moment, it is yours forever. If it makes you smile, it's worth the endeavor. I like those bars. I like that. I'm gonna read that last part again. When you seize the moment, it's yours forever. If it makes you smile, it's worth the endeavor. Drops mic. I like that as that last message. Seize the moments, seize the opportunities that present themselves to you, and understand that you're worth when those opportunities present themselves. So, you know, if you've been, you know, just kind of coasting in life, if that's what it feels like you've been doing, you know, seize new opportunities that, you know, are, you know, what you know that you're worth. Does that make any sense? I hope it does. All right, my loves. So let's do a quick little collective message. Let me clear the energy. And I'm going to just write a timestamp real quick for the collective message. Let's see. Collective 132. I'm going to round it off to 134. I mean, 133 rather. I don't know, I said that. Alright, so with that said, like I said, that concludes the emoji readings. I'm going to do a quick little energy check-in for the collective. I think I'm going to read from this deck just because of the fact that it's right there, 1. And 2, I really like these a lot. We had some really insightful messages last night when we used it for the first time on the channel. I just got these the other day. So it's the Scrapbook Chromatic Lenormand deck. I see somebody did ask a personal question, but I'm not doing personals right now, my love. This is just a pick an emoji reading, and I just finished the emoji readings. And I'm about to do a quick little collective message to end everything. And then if you would like, you could come back when I post this up in a few minutes, and you could pick an emoji and see if it resonates with you. I'll have all the timestamps available. All right, let's see. And this is also not a love reading, so this is a self-love and self-care reading. All right, so when I split the deck, we have Tower and Crossroads here. So, you know, could be a very, like, you know, up in the air kind of situation going on after a period of, I heard the word turmoil. I'm getting something like that, like something like the tower fell, and now you're trying to figure out how to pick up the fucking pieces and move forward. I just heard Fleetwood Mac, Gold Dust Woman. Let me know if you're a Fleetwood Mac fan. Did she make you cry, make you break down, shatter your illusions of love? Is it over now? Do you know how? Pick up the pieces and go on. That's what I just heard. So could be about love for some, but we shall see. All right, so we're gonna get like 3 cards from here, then we'll do a quick little mini spread, and that'll probably be it. And maybe like a advice piece or something from spirit, because I like to do it that way. This is how I read. We have tree, which is about stability, protection as well. Yeah, I love me some Stevie Nicks. I love her. That is my girl. Yeah, this was something really painful. Whip is here. This was painful, whatever this was. Shit, but you moved on. Wasn't an easy thing to move on from, but you moved on from it. Alright. Let's get like I said, about 3 cards from here. And go from there. For the collective, as a last message for your, to thank you guys for your support. Get this last message out for y'all. Bonus. All right. I just knew this because I saw it while I was shuffling. I was like, I should take it out, and I was like, I was shuffling so fast. It's like the little the QR code for the guidebook. So, yeah, I had a feeling that card was gonna come out though. In my head, I was like, I probably should take it out. All right, Clover. Yes, your luck is changing. I love that. Luck is changing, moving on in your favor. I'm getting like companionship and conversations. The fish is here on the bottom, so like that could also represent prosperity. There could be talk of money in the works. House, maybe something pertaining to a home. The sun. Ooh, I'm liking this. Some of this energy is actually very reminiscent of what we saw last night's reading when I first used this deck. But yeah, really a lot happier. I like to see that. Let's get 2 more from here, Spirit. That's what I like to see, though. I like to see, you guys moving forward with your life and not dwelling on the past. Yeah. The ship is here again, officially on the spread. In the spread, I should say. Yeah, that's after that tower, you're done. 1 more from here, Spirit. I was just itching real bad right now. Right, the right side right now. It's like the future stuff happening. Things coming in for you. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Fox. Oh, here we go. Someone a little clever might be trying to come back around. Be careful of that. They could foxtrot their little ass on up out of here. How about that? Bear. That's giving me like protection, right? Like, oh. Fuck that. Garden, yeah. They see you watering your garden and you taking care of yourself, and all this stuff's happening in your life, all these positive things. They want to come foxtrotting their little ass back into your life. They go foxtrot back out. Fuck you. Yeah. Woman. So you could be the woman, or this person trying to come back could be the woman. But either way, that woman plays a significant part of the role here. So yeah, but yeah, you're definitely protected though. Like, you don't have to worry about this person. Like, whoever this person is, they're gonna come in with their bullshit trying to take from you. Just make sure you use your intuition, right? When they try to come back around. No thank you. And if they want to really get froggy, they gonna fuck around and find out when your ancestors come and whoop that ass spiritually. Yep, definitely somebody from the past. 6 of Cups with this 10 of Pentacles here. Not everybody's gonna resonate with this, but it could be like it could have been like a divorce kind of situation, or somebody who you cohabitated with, and money was involved and stuff like that, and now you're moving on and you're doing your thing, and now they want to try to come back because they're going through some shit financially. I'm getting that possibly. Otherwise, I'm just kind of getting this energy up, or it could be family related in general. But yeah, somebody from the past in general, trying to come after your bag, your fortune, your riches, and it doesn't have to be like financially speaking either. It could just be in general, right? You're just doing well in your life, and they see that you're doing well. They see that energy off of you. Like if you, let's say if you've been posting things like social media, just I'm picking up on this. Hear me out. You're doing well for yourself. You post it on Facebook, even if you're not friends with this person or whatever. It's set to like public, right? Right? They somehow can look at all your stuff, and they're watching what you do, and they're like, oh shit, so and so, the collective is doing so well for themselves. Let me try to come back in and weasel myself back into their life. Like, no, absolutely fucking not. You gonna stay the fuck where you're at. um, yeah, don't let them come and disturb your peace is what I'm getting. Keep that shit protected at all costs. This card wanted to come out and I'm going to take it. What is this? It came out crossing. What is this? Thank you for the confirmation, Spirit. For somebody who ends up watching this, it's not going to resonate for everyone, but it's definitely about a partnership, most likely romantic for most. Two of Cups. I want to take that card. But yeah, the Two of Cups, it was like, I'm not staying in the deck, I'm coming out. I'm coming out. Yeah, and that shit ended. And you're working on your healing. Yeah, fuck this person. Ooh, they making me mad. They making me mad. It's always the people who, want to try to come back and, when they see you doing well for yourself, then they want to come and try to fuck shit up. No, thank you. Karmic ass. Yeah, this is somebody who hurt you. They hurt you. A couple more shuffles here. Thank you. The Emperor. So again, for some of you, you might have been married to this person, because it's giving like a father vibe, or somebody who's like very authoritative in some kind of way. Might have had kids with this person for some. I am also picking up on this though. For somebody, this is not gonna be for everyone. For somebody, it could be like a former like boss or something like that. Let me know if either of those things resonate so far. The Tower. It's here again. Two different decks. The Tower. Whatever this was, it is done. Done. Yeah. This person might even slows you down in your life, and you realize, nah, I can't allow this shit no more. Knight of Pentacles. But you're diligent, right? You're like, I'm gonna focus on me. I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and luck is on your side. You got a lot of great things gonna come towards you because of the fact that you're standing on business and you ain't allowing nobody to come in and mess up your group. So kudos to you for that. And that's good that nobody knows. Keep it that way. Oh Lord. Past energy, the devil. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you were stuck and bound to whoever. Yep, and it ended. You were stuck and bound to this person. You was like, no, thank you. Deception, lies, deceit. That fox energy, real trickster type of shit. Yeah, they might have been a narcissist. I'm getting to, especially with the Six of Wands here. I'm getting a narcissist, or narc-like behavior at the very least. Thinking they shit don't stink. Trying to mind fuck you every chance they got. And I'm getting like a lot of mind games, gaslighting. Oh Lord, somebody might be from the South. Because I'm from Connecticut, and all of a sudden I got like this twang in my voice, and like it comes out sometimes because I used to live with my grandmother, and my family is from North and South Carolina. But like, it's coming out a lot right now. All of a sudden, somebody might be from the South. Somebody might be from the South. That might resonate for somebody. I just also heard tough titty. Country ass family saying some outlandish things. I just this has nothing to do with anything, but I don't know why I just heard this. I just heard is your daddy a glass maker? Get the fuck in front of the TV. Like, they can't see the TV because you're standing in front of the TV, or someone's standing in front of the TV, and they like, move. Like, is your daddy a glass maker? Move. What the hell? I can't see. I don't know where that came from. That was funny though. That was so funny. All right, Spirit, tell us more. Where's the current energy? Thank you. Nice. Nine of Pentacles, independence, working on yourself in a good place. Man, listen, you're doing great. This person, This person, here again, the Emperor, they, yeah, you moved on from their asses. And they're gonna try to move on towards you now. And you're gonna be like, no thanks. No thank you. For some of you, this person, especially if this was like a romantic thing, they might have even juggled you at one point. Two of Pentacles here. The other thing I'm picking up on though is this person might try to come in and take you off balance. Is what I'm picking up on. You know, as you got your shit together and you're working on things, they're like, oh, how can I come in and disturb their peace, take them off of their, you know, out of their safe place. Is what I'm doing. No, we're not playing that game. Mm-mm. What is the likely outcome? Thank you. Working on yourself. Hard at work. Persistent. Dedicated to yourself right now. Especially your money. You're like, yeah, fuck that. And, you know, standing your ground. 7 of Wands here. You're like, I'm not about to let nobody come in and mess this up for me. Yeah. Got that card up, and these cards came out like this. I was trying to get one card, but they came out like this on my revolt. But yeah, we have the 9 of Wands here on the top, and underneath that, and it wanted to show itself, the moon. There's a revelation happening. You know, the things that were hidden are about to be unhidden. I heard unhidden truth, or hidden truth. Like the truth is coming out about something, or you already know the truth about something. That's what's going to keep you, you know, guarded, keep you safe. Yeah, because you know that this person is deceptive. You know how they operate now. Any last messages from the tarot? And we're going to just look at maybe like a couple of closure messages, and then that'll be the end of this. And then that'll be it. I'm going to go check out my girl Lottie at Tears and We Tarot show, because she is doing her live as well. Gotta support my peoples when I'm able to. All right. So we got 2 cards that came out together. We got the Temperance, which is about peace, harmony, and balance. And we also have the 5 of Cups. So this could still be like a healing process right now at this time. But don't cry over spilt milk, right? Let that shit go. You got so many other things coming in towards you after you've allowed yourself to free yourself from whatever this fuckery was, this toxicity. Yeah, you know, standing on business with, you know, your stability, right? This Queen of Pentacles, you are able to stand alone and be okay. Yep, and that is something worth celebrating with this 3 of Cups. Keep on being the fucking star that you are, okay? Shine, you know, and keep working on yourself, right? Keep on working on that healing. You know, it's a process, right? Don't, you know, don't try to rush it. You know, there's no need. You know, it's not a, you know, a competition. You know, it's the only person or whatever you should be competing with is yourself. The person that you were yesterday, the person that you were today, you know, when it comes to tomorrow. Like every day, just, you know, do something that makes you a better person, you know. And you might, you know, sometimes feel set back. And that's okay. You know, you're only human. Allow yourself to live in that human experience, right? Learning, growing, expanding. Just keep that in mind too, is what I'm picking up on. Alright, so I think we're gonna get like maybe 2 messages from this deck, and then that'll be the end of this. But is this the 3rd time now that this has happened? Split the deck. What do we have? The shadow work. Maybe there's some shadow work involved. But that's not what this card says. But that's what I heard. So that's what they wanted me to say. So I'm gonna say it. But it's the artwork showing up in the deck. That does not happen often. There's a lot of cards in it. You see how thick this deck is? There's a lot of cards in this deck. There is a crow here too, so it's definitely giving kind of like death and rebirth vibes. All right, so what does it say? The spirit realm is communicating with you, whether through symbols, synchronicities, or inner knowing. Be open to receiving connection and support from guides, ancestors, and loved ones beyond the veil. You also have anxiety. When thoughts spiral out of control, they pull you away from the present. Anchor yourself in what is real. Your breath, your body, and this moment. Here on the bottom. And it's kind of funny because I said I was getting death and rebirth. The number 31 is up here. And there we have 313 up here. So it's kind of giving like with like these mixed numbers of 31 and 13 and all that. It's kind of giving that energy of like death and rebirth, because the number 13 represents that. So you might like the number 13 or be seeing like configurations of it a lot. 13 is actually my favorite number. People are scared of that number. I am not. I was actually born on a Friday the 13th, um, which I think is kind of crazy and cool at the same time. But when you actually, look into other ideologies and what that number represents, it's, not all this negative stuff that they always try to make it seem out to be. Um, it's about transformation. So kudos to you guys on your transformation. All right, what we have here. We have unfortunate loss. You have lost something or someone irreplaceable, and the emptiness is unbearable. This card technically was in the reverse, but I flipped it so I could read it. As you feel the weight of this loss, let it let it refine you, not define you. You will emerge with deeper wisdom and resilience. Now, the fact that we ended the tarot portion of this part of the reading with that Five of Cups, it kind of makes a lot of sense, right? There was a loss, right, in a sense, but with this card coming out in the reverse, is giving like technically this loss was actually like something that helped propel you forward. Yeah, and it allows for you to have a new perspective of what it is that you thought you knew. It says when the light changes, so does the landscape. Try viewing this situation through a different lens and stay open to the wisdom that comes when you dare yourself to see things from a new angle. Vicious cycle is in the reverse, so something closed out. You are caught in a pattern that repeats itself, holding you in a place of frustration or stagnation. Step back and identify the root cause and make a conscious choice to break free. Yes, break free of the cycle, and you did, right? After that tower moment, you allowed yourself to move forward. Let's get one card, and that will be the end of this reading. I do hope that you guys have resonated with this last collective message here. And when I post up the emoji readings, if you didn't get a chance to see the one that you picked already, then I will have the timestamps available and you can watch them at your leisure. All right, so we have two cards that came out together. And this makes a lot of sense. All right, so we have setback. This roadblock, and we saw like the crossroads card earlier. This roadblock may be the universe's way of steering you towards something better. Exactly. If progress feels impossible, consider whether the timing or the path itself. And I just realized I got kicked out of the reading, so I don't know if you guys heard or saw this card here, because there was two cards that came out. I'm gonna read it one more time just in case, because I didn't realize. I looked up, I'm like, oh, reconnecting. Okay, I don't know how long I was kicked out for. But yes, it says this roadblock may be the universe's way of steering you towards something better. If progress feels impossible, consider whether the timing or the path itself needs a shift. And it came out along with feeling lost. Not knowing where you're going doesn't mean you're off track. Some of life's most important discoveries come when you allow yourself to wander. I just heard, who was that, Sheryl Crow? Every day is a winding road, get a little bit closer. Every day is a faded sign, a little bit closer to feeling fine. I haven't heard that song in probably like 20 something years. But yeah, I did just hear that. Some of you guys might like Sheryl Crow. Vicious cycle is here again on the bottom. But that cycle has ended. Ooh, relocation. Some of you guys have been thinking about moving or have moved. Life is calling you to a new location, bringing with it the energy of evolution and greater purpose. This move is guiding you closer to a place that feels like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. And middle of the deck, good health. Your commitment to wellness is paying off. Keep making choices that support your highest being. Your health is on the rise. So we kind of picked up on that before too, I feel like. And I mean, it's kind of funny because the whole point of this whole reading, everything was, self-love and self-care. So how's that for a cute little bow to package everything. All right, my loves. All right, so that was the end of the reading. I hope that resonated with you guys. I am going to post this up in a second and put the timestamps so you can come and revisit this and watch whichever emoji you end up picking. So with all that said, you guys are awesome. Keep doing what you've been doing. Based on the stuff we've seen and all of the different readings, it looks like you guys are really on the right path. So just keep on, keep on keeping on, keep on, trucking. Kara Bear just said spiritual evolution. I almost said elevation, but she said spiritual evolution. Yeah, that's where you guys are headed, right? Really, really mastering that and working towards it. So, you're getting like self-discovery, self-mastery. Yeah, you guys got this. You might be seeing the number 4 a lot too. Let me know if that resonates, like 444 and stuff like that. Um, Variations of 4. Let me know if that resonates at all. But my hands got really cold all of a sudden. Interesting. But anyways, somebody might be anemic and needs to get their iron checked. That seems very specific. That's not gonna be for everybody. All right, my loves. So until next time, if you resonated with the messages, definitely hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I probably will be on again maybe Saturday. It's just what I will try to do. And yeah, until next time, my loves, you guys take care of yourselves, and I will talk to you guys another time. Mwah.